Hello, I'm Dan.
And I'm Cam.
And this is a Candid conversation.
It was a pathetic one.
It's what?
I mishit it, so it was kind of a pathetic sound.
It's all right. It's been a weekend. So
A weekend
to remember. With all the storms and power outages and all that good stuff. So
we're at the end of the week when this comes out.
Yeah.
You're talking about the weekend.
Last weekend.
I think we should be moving past.
No, I like living in the past.
We need to continue to move forward. It wasn't like a devastation. It was some limbs.
I'm just going to take on today in all its grandiose and not worry about the past or the future. This is all in the present.
Yeah, you live in the present, but you still plan for the future. And you use the past. You learn from the past and plan for the future.
It's all about the present. What I'm
and live in the present.
Moment. It's all that matters. What do you got for us today?
All right. Since you like to play game show host, I'm going to play game show host.
Oh, no.
we're going to learn something about you and probably I won't answer these but I want to tell the audience that if you want to play along, I'm going to put a link to a PDF so that you can pull up this on your own phone or you can print it out and you can follow along. So if you don't want to know the answers, but you can get it and go along with us. If you don't want to know the answers, stop it right now. Maybe Dan can put a timestamp in here when we stop talking about this so they can fast forward to that. Just so that you don't hear the answers if you want to take it later or whatever.
So you want a timestamp at this moment?
Yeah, so...
To fast forward to when?
To when we stop talking about it. You don't have to timestamp here. You got to timestamp when we switch subjects and we stop talking about it. Because I'm going to give the answers at the end. Okay?
Just let me know.
I'll try to remember. But when we get done with the game, basically timestamp. All right. Ready? It's just going to be a fun little educational thing on self-awareness. Okay? All right. I'm going to read the question aloud to you. I want you to answer the option that best matches your thinking. Be honest, because if you're not honest with yourself, you're already not self-aware. Okay? And at the end, we'll add up the points and we'll see where you're at. Okay? All right. When you disagree with someone, what is your first thought? Is it A, they're wrong, obviously. Be honest with yourself here. B, they probably just don't have all the facts. C, they might be right. I could be missing something. Or D, I wonder how they came to see it that way.
A.
Okay, so, all right. Do you move out of A at all?
Eventually, maybe.
Okay. That's okay. So where would you move to, you think?
It depends on the situation. Sometimes
get a particular situation, and we'll just say how self you are. Where are you? So I have a situation in my head that I can think of for you that affected you in a big way, right? You know what I'm talking about? Subliminally, can we understand one another here? Okay. Zero self-awareness.
I'm not paying. I've already failed the test.
Okay, you got that in your head? Where are you at in this situation? Where are you at? Do you say they're wrong, obviously?
Which situation?
The situation that has affected you within the past year or so. Are you serious right now?
I think I know what you're talking about. Okay. All right.
All right. So when you disagree with someone, what is your first thought? I guess we're going with first thought. They're wrong, obviously.
Yeah.
They probably okay, so we're on that one. Okay, keep that thing in mind, or just in general. Two people witness the same event, but describe it differently. Why? A, one's telling the truth and the other isn't. B, they interpret it through different life experiences. C, one's being emotional, the other's being rational. Or D, all perception is filtered, even mine.
D.
Okay. All right. Have you changed your mind about something important in the last year? Here's your options. Nope, I stick with what I believe. Yes, I've changed my view on at least one big thing. Maybe a little, but not much. Yes, and I seek out information that might change my mind again.
A. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, okay.
It's probably either B or D.
So the B or D, or maybe, yes, I've changed my view on at least one big thing. Or yes, and I seek out information that might change my mind again. I would say you're...
I don't really seek out a lot, but
yeah.
I'm open to it.
You're open to it, but you don't look for ways to actually disprove it.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. When someone misunderstands you, what's your reaction?
Moron.
A, I repeat my point, but louder or clearer. B, they're just not listening. C, I consider how my wording, tone, or their context shaped the misunderstanding. Or D, I try to understand why they heard it differently.
Well, none of the above. Usually it's because people can't hear me.
Okay, let's see when someone can hear you. And they misunderstand you. It's not like when someone mishears you. It's when someone misunderstands you. Like they hear what you're saying, but they misunderstand you.
What were the options again?
Okay. A, I repeat my point, but louder or clearer. So think of a time you and I have had a disagreement.
Yeah, usually I do that because you didn't hear me clearly.
You try to say it a different way.
Well, no, you just audibly didn't hear me.
Okay, but we're not talking about that. I said, once I've heard you, what do you do? Once I've heard you and I misunderstand you, okay, maybe I thought you said something else.
Yeah.
Do you repeat your point, but louder or clearer?
No.
Okay. Do you just say, I'm not listening, or she's not listening?
No.
Do you just say, do you consider your wording, maybe how you said it, or the context that has shaped the misunderstanding?
Yeah.
Or do you try to understand how I heard it differently?
You probably more C.
Okay.
For Candid.
All right. How comfortable are you admitting that you might be wrong? Okay. Here's your choices. I see it as an opportunity to grow.
This is a faulty question.
I can do it, but rarely. I can do it without too much discomfort. I avoid it. It's uncomfortable.
I can't.
Starting to talk like how you do the talk show. And beneath the third door, you're going to find that you get... That's how you talk, like stupid game show hosts of the 90s.
I can't relate to this question.
Okay.
I've never... See.
I will agree. I will not agree with that. Which one was that?
It was...
Let's see if it really is C.
I can do it with relatively easily.
You can do it without too much discomfort?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to add it up.
Add it up. Add it up.
You are the perspective explorer. You actively seek to understand others' views and grow from them. Now, what you can aim for is the awareness alchemist. You know perception is a co-creation between reality and the mind, and you're comfortable with uncertainty. You like certainty. Uncertainty does, but you're holding it right now with deconstruction. You don't really know if there's a God or what that God is, if it does exist, or if there's something in the afterlife. Like, you're okay with sitting with that. You don't have to know.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I've had personal relationship with this deity, this being.
Maybe.
I've had lunch.
I mean, I don't know.
It was
So
big banquet table lunch. Me and him on opposite ends. It was like a football field long table. I was on one end and he was on the other. I was like, can you pass the salt? And he walked it down.
Okay, so as you
Do you
can
want
see,
a timestamp now?
yes,
All right. At this
good
point,
thing you remembered. Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking about timestamp the whole time.
So if you haven't figured out, we're talking about self-awareness. Okay. So do you notice that you've become more self-aware? Because what the spiritual journey starts with the moment you become self-aware. Okay. Most people are not self-aware.
So with me, my self-awareness is usually delayed because I'll have an initial reaction.
Well, that's normal. It's not delayed. It's not first. You're still reprogramming.
Yeah, it's
not stronger than
initial,
the impulse.
and then I'm able to process through and be like, okay, that's my culpability on the situation. It's what I had to put into it.
Yeah.
So I have some onus in this.
Yes.
So,
I would say I'm like that too. Like at first, the first reaction, it's a lot faster that it changes for me than it ever used to be. Like it doesn't take too long before I'm like, oh, okay. I don't ever go, do I ever go like, they're wrong, I'm right?
All the time.
I don't know that I ever.
When you're dealing with me.
I think I always know I'm coming from a certain perspective and they're coming from a different one, but it's not necessarily like it takes me a bit to get to that full awareness in any situation. Like we've been going through a lot of shit this week.
Yeah.
And it's taken me some time to get to the point where I can also see it, like I can recognize we have difference of opinions and it's okay. And I don't know what the future holds, and I can hope for the best because I don't have any control. And also just not get so tangled in it then, you know? Still not an easy thing to do. It's uncomfortable, kind of, you know? But I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of a fun little quiz for people to see because a lot of people, you will notice, will answer like, my way is the right way. I saw this guy, or I saw this post in Facebook, and someone had said something about people have different, like saw this situation from different angles. And he said, reality is reality. This is why all you liberals are so stupid. And I said, it is ignorance to simply think that reality is reality. Yes, there are objective facts of what actually happened. But everybody's perspective of it is different.
Yeah.
Nobody has the right one either. Because they've done tests where they've like set up an accident that wasn't an accident at all. So the people who set it up knew exactly what was happening. Yeah. And then it happened with people around that didn't know what was going on. And they all reported it differently. And nobody had it exactly right. Not a single person. Yeah. So, to say that, you know, there's this black and there's this white, there's this right and there's this wrong. It's just that thinking like that instead of realizing that there's this, and I had to like not engage with him too much. I did post it a little bit more, but I realized this guy's not self-aware at all. So could I, if he seemed a little open, like he was kind of like curious, I could have maybe, and I probably was a little unself-aware in the moment too, because I was irritated and I kind of let my own emotion kind of take over irritation instead of like being loving in the moment, because I was irritated with how he was talking to people. So I could have handled it better. So we both had room to grow, but I just disengaged.
Yeah, that's the problem with being not self-aware, is then that opens you up to be overly confident and overly opinionated in your worldview.
Yeah, what's that saying about people who who think they know so much? There's a saying that's on the when you have the Dunner-Kruger effect, is that what it's called?
The Dunder Mifflin?
Not the Dunder Mifflin, Dan. You know what the Dunning-Kruger effect
The
is?
Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger? Yeah. You know what it is, right? Well,
Yeah.
Can you say what it is? Because I can't quite remember.
It's basically a graph, and it's saying that the people that are the most confident in an idea or topic or subject are usually the least informed on the topic.
Yeah.
And the more informed you get, the less confident you are in your knowledge until you get to a critical point where you start becoming an expert in it. Then your confidence starts growing again.
Yeah. And your confidence is not in like this is the right way, but like this can lead here and this can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the understanding. And I think there are a lot of areas where I'm very self-aware, but then there's probably areas I have no doubt where I'm not self-aware at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just kind of running on a program. But it is kind of fun. That's the fun of the journey, is becoming self-aware. Now you're kind of paying attention to what you think.
Yeah.
And when you're processing your thoughts and so I guess you begin, one of the first things you start doing with self-awareness is you start noticing your thoughts. You start noticing your emotions. You start noticing your patterns. So all the stuff I do in hypnotherapy to help people learn is like you start noticing things about yourself that you weren't paying attention to before. Like go back 10 years. Were you really paying attention to the thoughts that came through and analyzing why you were having those thoughts? Or were you just kind of like, it's somebody else's fault that I'm feeling this way, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it's my fault if I could just do better, you know what I'm saying? But you weren't really like, what's going on here? Or were you even noticing patterns? Like we get in this cycle constantly, like why are we in this cycle again? What is causing this? See what I'm saying? That's becoming self-aware. So, and then you begin to ask yourself why you believe what you believe. So everybody who is deconstructing, like for real deconstructing, is self-aware to some level.
Yeah.
That's part of the spiritual journey, is you become self-aware. Then your perspective starts to expand and you realize others see the world differently than you. Not everybody sees the world the same way. Just like that guy, he was right and there's no other way to see reality, because he's thinking reality is just the facts that happened, right? Just the literal thing that happened is the facts, but that's not reality. That's the facts and reality are two different things. And reality is so subjective. The facts aren't, but reality is. And then your values shift. So your priorities change toward authenticity, compassion, connection. Now look at us. Like I'm just trying to get people to think of, like for us, when we were in Christianity, right? Did we observe our thoughts, emotions, and patterns?
Not really.
No. What we did is we tried to stop thoughts, because you could lust, right?
Yeah.
You could be anger, or you could, so you had to take the thought captive and not let it go run amok, right?
Yeah.
Which you don't want to let it run amok. I'm saying that that's probably good, but it doesn't go far enough. Like capture the thought, catch what it is. Notice the feeling it is creating in the body, because thoughts always have emotions attached to them. It might be an emotion of numbness. It might be an emotion of indifference. It's still an emotion of some sort, right?
Yeah.
And then you start to notice the patterns. With this thought comes this emotion. With this thought comes this emotion, and then you can kind of start paying attention. So then you can start asking, why do I believe this? This thought causes me this emotion, and I don't really want them together. You see what I'm saying? And so that's when you start to do that process of just reprogramming.
Yeah.
So, but in evangelical Christianity, we never could ask why we believe what we believe. The answer was just Jesus. I believe it because it's true. Is it true? We didn't really go that far.
No.
Okay, so then the other thing is you realize others see the world differently. We did, but we thought they were wrong.
Yeah, they didn't have the truth.
Even like different Christians. We have the truth. We have we went to churches where it was like, don't listen to other preachers. Our preachers only. You remember?
Yeah.
Okay, and then your values start to shift. So rather than trying to be good or righteous, we instead go for, I'm going to be authentic. Like I'm going to say what I really feel. I'm going to be compassionate. I'm going to want to really connect with people, not this shallow connection, not fellowship.
Yeah.
But like real connection. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next thing is disidentification. You no longer define yourself solely by your roles or your past stories.
You don't define yourself by your roles or past stories?
You no longer define yourself solely by your roles. Like you're not just Dan, a Christian.
Are we talking about
husband.
Becoming self-aware?
This is part of awareness.
Yeah.
Is, and it's also the spiritual awakening, the flow of it. Like now you're in this space where you're not just who you were, and you're not just the labels that are put on you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You're deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is noticing, questioning, perspective expansion, values shift, disidentification. That's where you no longer define yourself solely. You start to that's where I would say, like, I don't really like the labels because I don't like to be contained by the label, but I understand the need for labels too. And then integration is number 6. So your awareness begins shaping your daily actions and choices. Basically, you start to live mindfully. You start paying attention to what the hell you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Start paying attention to the food you eat. You start to pay attention to the movement when you move around. You start to pay attention to whether you like a job or you don't like a job or how it makes you feel. You start to pay attention to the energy around other people, all those things. And then ongoing growth. Awakening becomes a continuous process of deeper self-awareness. So you just grow and grow and grow and deepen in it. But I just thought it would be interesting to pass that along to people, give them something to like think about. I know you seem bored out of your mind. But
no, I'm not bored. I'm just listening. So pass on for what?
Pass on.
What do you think they'll get from it?
I just think that they would be able to realize that there's a flow to self-awareness and to figure out where they kind of are on that scale. And it's not about being perfect or not. If you answer like my way is reality and you're just at the very, very beginning, you have no self-awareness, this is going to do nothing for you. You probably would be not paying attention, right? Yeah. The more self-awareness you have, you'll go, yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Or you might go, oh, I guess, there's even more for me to understand. So that's someone who's on that journey. And if they're not on that journey, this whole thing was probably just, I hate to say it, over their head, because that sounds arrogant, because it doesn't go over their head. It just goes past them. They cannot see it. They can't understand it because they're not self-aware. They would just stop at, no, there is right and there is wrong. And I'm not saying there is not truth and there are not lies. I'm just saying facts and reality are not the same thing.
No, it's all about perception. And there's so many other factors that go into it that play into, that's why everyone's reality is their own reality. My reality is completely different than your reality.
Yeah. Well, not completely. Our realities are kind of clashing up against each other a little bit, but they're not the same.
No.
We're coming from different backgrounds. We're different sexes. We don't do the same things every day. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that are playing into it that help us. We have a certain bent that we're looking at the world through. And once we can acknowledge that we're doing that, we can actually work to see other people's. It doesn't mean our perspective goes away. It just means our perspective kind of expands. And then that's when you can sit down and go, oh, well, I can see how you see it that way. Mm-hmm. And so if you've ever found yourself saying that, well, I see how you could come to that conclusion. That's self-awareness. Yeah. But a lot of people that probably just,
but that's
they're
also
right, you're wrong, and there's no...
Where we came from, that's considered a weak position. Because they figure themselves to be strong.
Yes,
because
they have the truth.
Planted firmly in their truth.
Yeah, the claim is...
When you become self-aware, you're able to see yourself in the world.
Your mind expands, not contracts.
And understand that this is your position in the world, but there are other positions in the world that see the world differently.
And yours is not more valid.
And you can accept them as being as valid as yours. Yeah.
Without understanding them, without having to agree with them, you just can hold that space.
Yeah.
It's just that is an uncomfortable position because you have to get comfortable with being uncertain. You have to get comfortable. And I'm going into a season with my family that I'm totally disagreeing with the decision that's been made.
Yeah.
And I don't think it will turn out great.
No.
But I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. See, and that's another thing you'll hear on debates with Christians and stuff, a lot of times an unself-aware Christian will be like, "Oh, and you're going to be wrong." Like they want you to be like, "I told you so." That kind of person that wants to be like, "I told you so," that's not a person that's self-aware.
No.
A person that like thinks that you will be hurt by being wrong. I won't be hurt if I'm wrong. If it turns out great, I will be happy. I won't be upset that I was wrong. I'll be like, well, it turned out great.
Mhm.
Will I think that my decision today was wrong? No, I still would be like, I'll never know what that would have led to, right? But I'm glad this turned out great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't make them right. It just, the decision that was made turned out okay.
Yeah.
Turned out better than I thought. So basically, just wanted to share in case you hadn't ever really thought about whether you're not you're self-aware and didn't. And if you're listening to this podcast, I can almost guarantee you're somewhat self-aware.
Yeah,
because you're probably on the deconstruction journey, and the deconstruction journey is one of self-awareness and ever increasing self-awareness if you continue on that journey, because it doesn't really, I don't know that it ends. It just keeps on.
Yeah, it keeps going.
Rolling into the next thing that needs to be deconstructed, because we got a lot of crap from our ancestors and stuff too, just passed down subconsciously. There's a collective pile of stuff that needs deconstructed.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Okay. Well, if you're listening and watching on YouTube, please hit that like, smash that subscribe, and we'd be very pleased with that. Go and catch up on all the stuff we're doing on dannycan.com. It's got everything we do at the headquarters here. And it's got all the Candy special things in there in the candy jar with hypnotherapy, blogs, other podcasts, and all that stuff. So check that out at dannycan.com. And if you're listening on a podcast streaming network, whatever it be, Apple, Spotify, whatever, go up and give us 5 stars. We'd appreciate that greatly. It just helps us out a ton, helps people see and hear us and get us out in more eyes. And if you got a moment, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. So with that being said.
Well, I want to give one quote.
Oh, you got a quote?
Okay. Yes, I have a quote.
Mm-hmm.
Self-awareness is like a lantern. It doesn't change the path, but it sure makes the walk easier.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Bye.
Bye.